Good morning, YouTube. Louie here with the best silver gold deals of Juneteenth, Thursday, 2025. I hope you guys are enjoying the holiday. And let's get moving here. I'm going to go a little off script today and just have some thoughts about this market. And I'll get on to some of the deals here in a minute. Let's start off with the spot market, which is open today. Apparently everything is closed, stock market, bond market, but spot market is open. Gold up $2 to 3,370, and silver down 44 cents to 36.22. So starting with gold here, gold certainly hit 3,400 in the face of the Mid-East tensions and actually all-out war, which seems to me we're going to be involved in. Okay, so that is one thing going on in the world, and gold going to 3,400. And then as the war escalated and the U.S. rhetoric escalated, it really didn't push any higher. So it seems like we've got a top on gold here for the short term of 3,400. I think anywhere around 3,350 would be a pretty good buy for gold. And of course, if you're buying gold, you're holding for the long term. And, I think the next move could be upwards over 3,500. Maybe it pushes up to 4,000 over the next year. So I think gold's upside is somewhat limited at this time. Silver, on the other hand, is really making a move here, and it took a shot at 37. I think it got over 37 in the futures market, and then, of course, fell back as the dollar strengthened. The dollar was weaker at the opening of the day yesterday, and then strengthened throughout the day after the FOMC interest rate decision, and Powell basically indicated higher for longer. What's going on there? Well, the dynamic between you have to assess the economy, right? You have to assess whether tariffs will raise inflation. You also have to assess whether the government will be able to sell massive amounts of treasuries, both short term and long term. So Powell is using the tariff story, and this is all my opinion. Powell is using the tariff story to keep rates higher for longer. Not necessarily because he's afraid of tariffs. I think those are probably a one and done, or maybe even a none and done. But because they got to sell a bunch of bonds, and if they let long rates fall, they won't be able to sell them, and then that'll create kind of a feeding frenzy and a crash in the bond market. So I think higher for longer, under the cover of the tariff story, is what the markets are going to see. The dollar strengthened on that throughout the day, and that pushed silver back down. By the way, there is basically no news on the tariffs. If you look at what's going on in the world right now, on all fronts, we have instability in the world on the war front, on all fronts, and apparently getting worse. Okay, Ukraine, Russia, and of course now we have Middle East, and who knows what goes on with China. They are pretty disturbed by what's happening between Israel and Iran. Remember that Iran is backed by Russia and China. Anyway, so on the war front, we are losing ground here, okay? On the tariff front, basically no new stories out, no resolution to the tariff bluff, I'll call it at this point. And then on the economy, labor market is weakening, so looks like we have a weakening economy. The consumer is weakening, so the country is getting weaker as we speak, and rates are not coming down to offset that. So as I see it, there's basically no improvement in the overall story. The only exception to this is that the stock market just wants to go higher here, and that is until it doesn't. Oh, and on the budget deal, okay, no progress on the budget deal either. Notice, they're not talking about that, and reconciliation is going to be a bear on that. And no matter what they do, it's going to add to the deficits and the ongoing trade and the ongoing deficits. So things are not good here. What is good is that silver is catching a bid, and as has happened over the last, several decades. We are right on script with gold catching a bid for obvious reasons, central banks accumulating, etc. And then mining stocks catching up. If you've noticed, mining stocks have nearly doubled, gold and silver miners over the last few months. So people invested in miners have done well. What comes next? Silver. Okay, silver ramps up. At the very end of that story, that is confirmed, I think, by platinum making a move and copper making a move, and they have not made their big moves yet. And I think my gut tells me that platinum is going to make a move because it is so much cheaper than gold, and everybody remembers when platinum was more expensive than gold. So I think platinum's going to make a move over the 1300s and then push on towards 2000. I think copper is going to make its move to $5. There's also an imbalance in the physical markets in London as everybody scrambles for tangible assets. So I think copper is part of that story, and many people will not buy until we have another breakout above $5 on copper, above $1,300 on platinum. But are you noticing that silver stackers are coming back? And I'm sure you watch the videos, you watch them intently, and LCSs are starting to get people more interested at silver between $36 and $37 than they were between $32 and $35. So we've had a solid 10% move, and it's not that I think it'll go straight up from here. I think we could have, by the end of the week, we could see 35s in silver, but if we hold above 35, we're pushing higher. In my opinion, only my opinion, not financial advice. If we push over 37, we're clearly going to 38. And then I think it's a pretty free ride with a little pause at 40, because that's a round number. And we learned from the gold market that round numbers are meaningless. Gold tried for so long to get over 2,000, and then it just discarded that whole round number theory and just kept pushing higher. And silver is probably going to do that in increments of 50 cents to $1 a day. And I don't think it's going to be that long before we're over 40, and then there'll be the run to 50, with lots of intervention by the big bullion banks as they try to curtail it, which they are doing currently. And the shorts, I think, are at almost an all-time high in the market. They will be adjusting margin requirements. But what's happening in the stock market is SLV is seeing inflows. People are buying miners. So the general public is waking up to silver. And why would they do that? The very same reason that they're waking up to platinum. They've looked at gold. Gold is consolidating here. They've said the big moves may be behind us, and they're looking for what's next. What's next? Platinum. Maybe palladium? I don't know. Getting harder to find palladium bars as well, and certainly platinum bars. Maybe copper, maybe silver, maybe uranium. You go look at the commodities market, and maybe nickel. All right, and you still can get those boxes of nickels at the bank, $100 box of nickels for 100, and they have 75% copper, 25% nickel. Anyway, I digress. My gut tells me here, and again, I'm nobody, and you don't need to follow me. My gut tells me here that we're going to pause for a few days, and then we're going to start seeing the dollar days. And I don't think we're going to stop for long at 40. And when the FOMO returns, and this is my question of the day before I get onto the deals, the retail stacker, you and me, and it occurs to me that the people watching my videos and the people watching YouTube, you are the kind of the exception to the market. You are the people that are interested, invested, you already have a big stack, or you're building a big stack, and you're not watching you're not looking for any information you can. You're just interested in buying. Well, at least that's what I think it is. But when the retail investor, when the average person, when the young people, the younger demographic start seeing that this ain't no silver squeeze. This ain't no punk Reddit, pump. This is the real deal here. And silver really is still cheap. It really is still cheap. And, yeah, I know it hit 50 and it got repelled 13 or 15 years ago. But, 36 or 37 is not the new 50. The new 50 is more like 80. So when you bear in mind, you could have some risk back down to 35, 50. Maybe if the wheels fall off the bus, maybe some risk back down to 32, 33. But as many YouTube channels say, the upside is much greater than the downside. And when the individual stacker gets back in this market, the premiums are going to explode. And you'll see a repeat of what's happened so many times before. I won't get into that right now. All right, that's my thoughts on that. But yeah, it's a good time to be stacking. Even if you don't have any and you're worried about buying here, I would start accumulating silver here. And gold is always a good long-term play. So I'm just going to skip through all the listings today. I see a lot of listings going out of stock at the major dealers, and some prices coming up. Let's just go on to Silver Eagles, and you can get a Silver Eagle at bullion exchanges for 40.26. Impaired Eagles, I still like this deal, and I like it better on eBay. But a tube of 20, 38.63 from Pinehurst. These have been pretty good-looking Eagles when people get them. My caution light is on because we just made a 10% move, and I think we're going to backfill here for a little bit, but it may not be on for long. So don't confuse short-term thinking with long-term thinking. I think we are on a roll here, and I think silver is going to prove itself. And everybody who gave up, at lower levels, I'm sorry. I saw it happen at $15. I saw it happen at $20. I saw it happen as we were pushing $30. People giving up on what they thought was dead because gold was doing so much better. Now it's silver's time to shine. Okay, you can get a maple over at Monument Metals for 38.32. And all these coins here are going to be in the 38s. The Kangaroo, the Britannia, the Kruger, and the Philharmonic. Libertads are very hard to find at a good price. We're going to find better prices on eBay in just a minute. Looking at the U.S. Mint, hopefully you got your Army Privy Eagle. Those are hot, and I might say very, very hot. So, Son of a Silver Stacker had a video this morning. Check that out. I think he said about 85,000 of the 100,000 were sold, something like that. And they may come back up for sale, but they have not so far. Those are going to be rare as hen's teeth pretty soon. Okay, over on Costco, this is a good place to buy gold. If you're looking to buy gold, use your Executive Club membership and a good 2% rebate credit card. Get a Buffalo for $35.19 and a gold bar for $34.49. And then take your 4% off. You'll be in like Flynn. No problem buying gold here if you're buying it for the long term. Okay, let's get on to junk. And junk is still near or at spot at some of the dealers. And we'll find it on eBay for as much as $1 under spot. But watch this story. Watch how quickly this story. Remember the channels that told you that junk was, a buy at an $8 premium? Well, the YouTube channels follow the narrative. They follow the FOMO. And, I guess you can't blame them for that. But here we have the opposite. We have the channel saying nobody wants junk. The coin shows they're not able to sell it. This is when you want to be buying junk, guys. That's all I have to say. And I've been saying it. I'll keep saying it. And the better the junk, the better you're going to do on it. Typically, you'll probably want halves and dimes first, and then after that, you can go to quarters. And of course, 40% is worth your consideration if you can get it for $5 under melt. 40% will come back as well. There were people, when there was FOMO in the junk market, people were buying 40% at $2 over melt. Okay, so keep that in mind. You buy it at $5 under, you sell it at $2 over someday. And silver could be at 45 at the time. You think about that. I've been thinking about that, but I don't want to get you really deep into 40%. I'm just thinking that myself. Okay, and you know I have a lot of random thoughts, and my goal on this channel is to help you guys foresee what might happen, not react necessarily to what is happening. And I am as contrarian as they get. That's why I still have a small channel. I don't search out, you know, the views. I just stay in my lane and I try to help people any way I can. Okay, and if that's good for you, then give me a thumbs up. I appreciate it. Okay, you can get a silver buffalo for $38.51 over at Summit Metals. And we'll find some better deals in a little bit. Let's go on to a kilo. Kilo, is it under 1200? Nope, 1205 for a random kilo at Monument Metals. Now we're on eBay, and I recommend you pick up the Pocket Pinger. If you buy anything here, please click my links because that supports my channel and keeps me going. Let's go on to Silver Eagles, and I'm going to go a little faster on this today as well. Okay, where are we going? Where are we going here? Now, we want to avoid the really small sellers. So I think this guy at 793 is a small seller. Oh no, he's a big seller with only fair feedback, and these are impaired. Okay, so that is, I don't know, about under 39 bucks an eagle out the door for his impaired deal. I don't like the Liberty deal. 789. I think I showed you this one yesterday for 799. Smaller seller. Now we'll skip him. Let's just go on to the big seller. Okay, 816 puts you at $40.80 for 39. Well, these will be under 39 for sure. It's from a good seller, and they're going to be BU Eagles, and I think you'll like that deal if you want to do better than what the dealers are doing by about $1. Okay, so you can buy those. And remember, when Eagle premiums rock, they really rock. The next thing that rocks is Maples after that. Let's do a large lot of Eagles, and let's see how cheap we can get them. Not that one there. 4040 puts you out the door about 39 on a large lot of Eagles from bullion.com. That's not a bad deal there if you want to save a little bit. And on the rotation, let's see if the Britannias are still for sale. 990 on the Maples. Britannias are as cheap as 986. You guys bought up that deal I showed you yesterday. Kangaroos as cheap as 998. Why are prices going up? You have to ask yourself. 985 on the Krugerrands. And the Philharmonics, they're going to be going for about 38, about 37 out the door. Oh, that's a pretty good deal. What's going on with these? No, 39, about 38 out the door for the Philharmonics. No, not that good. Nothing really shaking my tree right there with silver prices lower today. We've been getting good deals on junk. Of course, you want to go to the $10. I got to fix this listing someday. Let's see, and there's a half a roll, there's a $5, there's a $10 face for $270. And he is a smaller seller, but not bad. $220. I'd take a risk on him. He will take a best offer at 27 times face, offer him 26 times face, get it out the door at something like 26.25 times face. He'll be well under spot on those quarters. Start low with your offers. You have 5 chances. And buy 2, okay? Don't just get 1. And start low. You have 5 chances to raise your bid as you go there. So here we go, loop-de-loo. Hold on one second. I'm going to get onto the bigger junk. 1 second. All right, let's move. Okay, I got the vintage bar of the day. Same bar as yesterday, but I think somebody really ought to buy this. So there it is again. Sunshine Mint, authentic vintage bar for 400 bucks plus $8 shipping. Use your credit cards. Use that new PayPal credit card, 3% cash back. When you check out through PayPal, use the American Express Everyday Cash. Links on my website to both those cards. Okay, yeah, that's the vintage bar. Let's just go up to 1 ounce rounds. Large lot of 1 ounce rounds. 37.80. That'd be about 36.70. I'm sorry. No, is that right? 37.80. Let's do the math on this one. That's pretty good. 37.80 times 0.97 because you're getting 3% cash back. If you're not getting 3% cash back, think you're missing out. 36.66. So that is just a hair over spot right there for a large lot of 1 ounce rounds. And the small lot of rounds are going for, ooh, 750. Who are you? Let's see. He is a mid-sized seller at 208, 100% feedback. He will take an offer on these. So make this guy an offer. And oh, look at that. He's put them in. Has he put them in airtights? No. Oh, that looks righteous. Okay, I would take a risk on that. So 750, offer him 730. You'd be out the door at 30. You'd be under spot on these buffaloes. Somebody make an offer on that. Okay, this guy's dumping his silver. Maybe his LCS is paying $3 back. That would be, for you smaller buyers, that would be a very good deal on those. Remember, you have 5 chances to make an offer, and you can keep making them until you get an acceptance, even if he's got it under consideration. Somebody's going to buy that. Okay, so that's enough said on that. There's 2 good deals. How about a 100-ounce bar? Can we get? Okay, here's a 100-ounce bar at $37.80, about $36.70 out the door. A little bit over spot for that 100-ounce bar. If you can find an Engelhard in here, I would probably look for that. There's an old Engelhard for $38.28, about $37.18 out the door, maybe $37.08 even. So you get an old Engelhard bar here for maybe 50 to 75 cents over spot. So that's interesting. They're showing you the worst bars. I doubt they would look that bad. I can tell you how to clean that up if you ever want to know. Without, like, not steel wool or anything. Okay, let's go on to, what are the Platinum Eagles going for? You know, I sold mine, and look at that. They're going for $15.23 now. Whoo-wee. Whoo-wee. Let's see. Okay, 1 gram gold as cheap as 105. That's a scam. 1 gram gold as cheap as, ooh, 124 for a Geiger. That's not bad. 124. You're going to take about $4 off. You'd be about 120 for a gram of gold if you're going small. 1/10 gold as cheap as 357 minus 3%. 1/10 gold eagle, which are getting pricey, as cheap as 370 minus 10% would be about under 360 for a 1/10 gold eagle. And if we get over to 360 versus at the dealers, the best price is $393. Whoa, look how much you're going to save on that gold eagle, for crying out loud. They're raising the premiums on this stuff, guys, especially the U.S. gold. Let's go back to this baby here. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? 1/10 gold eagle. Oh, I like it. I like it. Let's see if it's legit. Wait, what happened? Was I clicking on a Krugerrand? Oh, I clicked on a Krugerrand. Okay, 383. He's got a bunch of these. Let's do the math on this. Maybe I did the math wrong. 383, free shipping. 383 times 0.97. Use those credit cards, then pay them off right away. 371. Oh, you're going to save a fortune on 1/10 gold eagles. People are telling me they're buying multiples of small gold eagles, and nothing wrong with that. I was putting them down the other day because dealers won't pay you what you pay them in terms of premium. They'll pay you nowhere near it. But that's a solid $20 savings on BU gold eagles. Okay, so if you're not buying those on eBay, I don't know why you must not have a good credit card. I don't know, because it's cheaper there. It's the same big dealers you buy from firsthand. So if you're trying to do the price match and you're getting the best deal on the internet, you're not getting the best deal. The best deal is on eBay minus 3%. Okay, let's go up to a 1 ounce gold eagle. Maybe we'll find something good there. That one is 3,500. That's a scam. Okay. Well, I don't know, maybe not. No, I don't like the picture. I'm going to skip that. Okay, here's a big seller, good feedback, 35.19. On this one, you'll get it out the door around 3,400. And what is a gold eagle going for? Cheapest price on the internet. This is why I format the website this way. 3,400. So by the 10th, no sale there on the big gold eagles. How about a Krugerrand on eBay? How cheap can we? Oops, I'm on the wrong place. I'm sorry. How about a Krugerrand on eBay? Where'd they go? Where'd my Krugerrands go? Oh, I'm lost. Oh, they're there. Small. Let's see. You can get a Krugerrand, a 1 ounce Krugerrand for not that one. We need this to be over 3,500. Look at that. 34.97. Boy, Aiden Coin is throwing up some deals here. Let's see. 34.97. You'd be out the door under 3,400. Yeah, more like 33.90. No, the dealer was just as cheap, if not a little cheaper. Okay, a $5 commemorative, always a good choice as an alternative to quarter ounce Gold Eagle. Here's somebody. This looks new. Good seller, good feedback, free shipping. Ooh, ding, ding, ding. I likey. I like that. Oh my God, is this a $5 commemorative? It sure is. 0.241 ounces of gold. That's a beautiful collectible. Boy, I bought a lot of those back in the day. Those are concave, I believe. Wow, look at that for $850, guys. Let's do the math on this. 850 times 0.97 when you pick that up with a good credit card. And ooh, you're at 824. The melt on that, divide by 0.2419, I think, actually. I'll just do 0.241. Wow, you're only like $50 over melt or $75 over melt for a collectible Apollo $5 commemorative from a good seller. Buy that. Just buy it, guys. If you believe in gold, okay? Just buy it. Just finding some good deals today. All right, I'm going to knock it off here pretty soon. Here's my eBay store. If you see anything in there you like, ask me for a friend discount. New channel members can pick up my silver at $250 over spot. I'll pour you something nice. And there's the vacuum sealer. I like it a lot. There's a precious metals verifier. Some people really bank on that. You can refine your bars with the Devil Forge. It's like $100 on Amazon. Here's the Amex card. This is the one you want. This is the PayPal card. This is the one you want. Quicksilver's a good card as well for other reasons. And, I'm just going to kind of wind it down. So here we go. And you can buy me a cup of coffee if you want. You can join my Stacker family. Link will be in the description of this website. Thank you so much, guys. And I will see you on the flip-flop. Bye for now.